y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Casey. I am a full-time online reseller and I sell on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Curtsy. Today is Monday, June 1st. Can you believe it? We're almost halfway through the year. We only have one more month to get through, and then we are to the second half of the year. It is actually crazy if you sit down and think about it. But I'm not here to talk about that. I am here to talk about what sold the past few days. So we left off on Saturday, May 30th, and when we left off that day, I had 4 more sales. And then yesterday, Sunday, May 31st, I had 7 sales. Unbelievable. And then it is about noon today, and I've only had 1 sale. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the sales. So the first item to sell on Saturday is this really cool macrame wall hanging. I found this at the Goodwill outlet in Los Angeles. I paid about $2 to $3 for it, which is awesome. So Kathy over on Ginger Marvin is who inspired me to pick that up. I would have never thought to pick up something like that, but I remember her finding one that was sold at Anthropologie, I believe, and she could make a lot of money off of that one. This one is unbranded, but I did decide to still go ahead and pick it up because it was at the bins. So about $2 to $3 into it, and I priced it very reasonably on eBay for $34.99 plus $10 ship. I received an offer of $25 plus $10 ship, and I did decide to go ahead and accept that. It cost $10.52 to ship. My fees to eBay were $5.05, and I turned $3 into $19.43. I am very happy with that. Those are oversaturated on the resale market, but I priced mine to sell and not sit, and that's why I believe it sold within just a couple weeks. This next item I did pay up for at my local Savers. I paid about $10 for it. It is J. Jill, their Love Linen line. This is 100% linen. It is this beautiful green striped button-down long sleeve. I absolutely love this, and I feel that these stripes are so hot right now. So I felt that paying $10 for this was okay. It is a size medium. I wouldn't suggest doing this yourself, but I just had a certain feeling about it. I did price it for $30 on Poshmark, and to my surprise, someone came in and purchased it full price, which we absolutely love. My fees to Poshmark were $6, and I doubled my money by making $24. Very happy with that. Now, this next item I actually got in the same outlet, so Goodwill Outlet Bins Haul, as the macrame. It is by Tucker Neck, and this is new with tags. I did not look up comps before I left, but when I got home, I realized this was an oversaturated top by Tucker Neck, and it was just filled on the resale market, but mine was still new with tags, so I did want to take a chance on it and still list it, and it sold, which is great. It is this really cute green and gold metallic micro button top. Absolutely love this, and it's kind of like a sweater top. And I went ahead and listed it on Poshmark for $50, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 40. One of those likers did counter at 30, and because that's generally where comps lied, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $6, and I turned $2 into $24. I want to estimate that that was about $2 at my Goodwill bins. So this next item to sell is a consignment item from my tennis teammate. It is by Joy in Love. I don't recommend picking this up. It is just an Amazon shoe brand, but I did want to go ahead and list it because they are new and they're just a great little sandal. I think they can be dressed up or dressed down, and they're just a good little capsule piece, especially if you didn't want to break the bank for getting a new pair of heel sandals. So I did price those on Poshmark for $30, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $24. One of those likers did accept that. Our fees to Poshmark were $4.80, and my consignee left with $11.52, and I made a profit of $7.68. And those have only been listed for a few weeks. Okay, we are heading into yesterday's sales. So the first item to sell is this pair of Adriano Goldschmied. These are the Matchbox Slim Straight jeans. I got these because they were at a half off Salvation Army sale for about $4, and they are in fantastic condition. I do think that if I were to see these again, even at $4, maybe even $2 at the bins, I would not pick them up because they did take a while to sell. Usually Adriano does a lot better for me with men's, and these are a men's jean, but for some reason those did not move nearly fast as I thought they would. So I did price them at $50 on Poshmark. My Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $40. One of those likers did counter at $20, and because I have had those for almost a year, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and I actually still quadrupled my money by making $16. So happy that those are going to a new home. Now, this next item I bought at an Uptown cheapskate for myself, and I don't know why I did, because I don't like wearing spaghetti straps or anything showing my arms. And it is this really pretty purple tennis dress with a short attachment in there, or shorts underneath. And if you couldn't tell, this is Lululemon. And I did pay about $40 for this, but I did have credit there, so I know I paid about $20 to $30, so I did break even on this. I priced it on Poshmark for $90, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $72. One of those likers did counter at $45, and because I did want to move this along, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $9, and I made a profit, or my money back, of $36, which I am happy that is actually going to a new home to be used, because I never even touched it. I didn't even try it on. Now, the next item to sell, I was actually really shocked that they did not have this priced up at my local Savers. I paid about, I want to say $5 to $8 for this. It is by Land's End. It is new with tags, and I thought at first it was priced so low because it was just a swim top, but it does have shorts underneath. So this is just the prettiest pink floral, kind of has a sarong waist, and then it has the swimsuit on the bottom. So I absolutely love this, and I'm so happy I got it for a great price. And because I got it for a great price, I wanted to extend that to my customers. So I priced it on eBay for $34.99 plus $10 ship, and I received an offer of $22 plus $10 ship, which I did go ahead and accept. It cost me $11.67 to ship. That piece is over a pound. It is a plus size swimsuit, so it is very heavy and substantial. And I believe that, or actually, let me look. It is being shipped to New Jersey, so that is a ways away from California, where I live. I did have it promoted, so those fees were 96 cents. My fees to eBay were $4.46, and I want to say I doubled my money by making a profit of $14.91. Now, I know I'm going to get some of you saying, wow, that was a really low price for that Land's End swimsuit. However, the way that I think about it is a sale, and I'm just happy to get a profit so I can recycle it in my business and get better inventory. And I'm just happy to extend a good offer and have that piece go to a new home to be used. So definitely let me know down in the comments what your business model looks like. I know that everyone is just out for the biggest profit, but sometimes it's not about that. It's about taking that offer and having it boost your store in the algorithm. So that's also how I look at it. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the next sale. So the next sale is also a swim piece. It is by Volcom. And I did accept a low offer on this just because I thought for some reason it was a part of my inventory, but this is actually a consignment item, so I will be giving my consignee the entire profit. It is just this really cool pair of striped board shorts. I absolutely love these, especially with that cool Volcom stone and the Volcom print on there. I mean, look at how cool that is. It's like kind of a silicone. So I had those priced on Poshmark, not high. I had them priced at $20, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 16, and one of those likers did counter at 10, which I accepted. Our fees to Poshmark were $2.95, and I am giving my consignee the $7.05. That was my fault. Sometimes it happens, and I just have to live and learn. And like I said, it just boosts my store in the algorithm anyway. So I'm happy with that sale. Now, the next item to sell is by Intimately Free People. I absolutely love this line by Free People. And this is the cutest lace floral asymmetrical hem dress. That's how, when I did research, it was marketed as a dress. I would believe you would have to put a slip under this. But it is just very fairy, very ethereal, just very beautiful overall. So I did want to pick it up. I believe I paid about $8 for it at my local Savers, which is great for Free People at my Savers. And I priced it on eBay for $34.99 plus $7 ship. I received an offer of $25 plus $7 ship, and because this item is approaching a year in my closet, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. In my closet, in my stores. You guys get it. So it cost me $6.24 to ship. I did have it promoted, and those fees were exactly $1. My fees to eBay were $4.65, and I made a profit of $20.11. Okay, so the last item to sell yesterday is actually an item that I also got at the Goodwill outlet bins in the same trip that I got the macrame and the tucker neck sweater top. It is by Abercrombie & Fitch, and when I felt this, I just knew that it was a linen blend, so I did decide to look at the material contents, and it was. It is linen outer and like I want to say a polyester rayon in the inner. It is this really cute green and white striped crop like boxy tank. I absolutely love this, but when I got it home, I realized there was a small spot on it. It's really teeny. I actually did go ahead and wash it. It's like right there if you could see it. I did wash it, and a lot of it came out, but some of it did stay behind, which is completely fine. I got it at the bins for about $2. So I did decide to go ahead and post it still, and I put it up for $25 on Poshmark. My Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $20, and one of those likers did counter at $15, and I thought that was very fair. So I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $3, and I turned $2 into $12. And for those of you new here, it is my goal to get a profit of at least $10 on every single item I pick up from the bins. So that item definitely fits that bill. And the one lonesome item that I have from today, hopefully not the last item to sell today, but the first, is by Vineyard Vines. And this quarter zip definitely has some wash wear, and as you can see, it does have an embroidery, but I still wanted to pick it up because I feel like Vineyard Vines is just a great item or great brand to pick up. It is this really cute pink knit quarter zip for girls. And I just thought this was so absolutely adorable. You can actually see the wash wear when I put it up like that. So I did price that on Poshmark for $20, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of 15, and one of those likers did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $3, and for those of you new here, all of my kids' items in my inventory I mark at $1 cost of goods, so I turned $1 into 12, which I think is fantastic. So those are all of the sales I have to show you. I'm going to go ahead and package them up and ship them off, and I hope to hop back on within the next couple days to show you more sales. Hey y'all, it is now the next day, Tuesday, June 2nd. I did not think I would be on as soon as this, but I did decide to go ahead and hop on so I can get these sales shipped out, because yesterday, after we left off, I actually had 3 sales, and then today I've already had 4 sales, and it's not even 10 a.m. So let's go ahead and hop into this, because today I actually have off from tennis, and I am going to get caught up on a lot of my reselling business. So a lot of photographs, a lot of consignment items. I'm going to film a haul, and so I want to get this out of the way so I can do all of that. So the first item to sell yesterday is this lot of 3 Crest Advanced toothpaste. For those of you new here, I am a couponer, and I get all of my toothpaste and toothbrushes for free couponing. I did price these on eBay for $14.99 plus free ship. I received an offer of $12 plus free ship, which I did accept. It cost me $6.44 to ship. My fees to eBay were $2.10, and I turned free items into $3.46. That'll go right back into my couponing fund. And that is awesome, because I do plan on squeezing in a coupon trip at CVS today also. The next item to sell is a consignment item from my aunt. It is by COG. And this is just the cutest designer Y2K puff sleeve deep V blouse. I love that it has this tie in the front, and it is just so soft. At first, I did think it was like a silk and cashmere blend, but it is, I believe, just viscose and rayon, but it is stretchy, it is soft, and I actually had a lot of interest on that. I did price it for $49.99 plus $7 ship on eBay, and a couple weeks later, I did receive an offer of $39.99 plus $7 ship, which I did accept. It cost us $5.58 to ship. Our fees to eBay were $6.76, and my aunt left with a profit of $20.79, and I made a profit of $13.86. That is completely awesome, because as I've mentioned many times before, a lot of the items that my consignment clients give me, they were just going to donate anyways. So to get anything over $10 for an item, I think is simply fantastic. Now, this next item to sell is by Ralph Lauren. And this is a silk blend. It is this white, really nice gold button blazer. This is very lightweight, and it is an 8 petite, so it is a smaller size, but I still wanted to get it because I did find it at a half off Salvation Army sale, so I only paid about $4 for it, and I just thought even if it sat around a little bit, I could still make a good profit, and I did. It did have a little mark on the front, which I did notice, so I did go ahead and put that in the description, and I actually listed it a little lower than comp suggested. I priced it at $44.99 plus $10 ship, and my Nifty sent out 18% off offers to watchers on eBay of $36.90 plus $10 ship, and one of those watchers did accept. It cost me $8.13 to ship. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $2.49. My fees to eBay were $6.71, and I turned $4 into $29.57. And for a smaller size item and an item that did have a flaw, I am very happy to make over $20 on that. That Ralph Lauren blazer is the first thing to sell this morning, and this is the second. This is by Lucky in Love, and this is a consignment item from my tennis teammate. It is the cutest hot pink pleated tennis dress with shorts underneath, and it has a really cool contrasting zipper at the back. I thought this was absolutely adorable. I actually already sold the same exact one in a different color, and I still have a white one listed in all of my stores. So I priced that really high, really aggressively for $60, and to my surprise, on Poshmark, someone just came in and purchased it outright, which we absolutely love. Our fees to Poshmark were $12. My consignee left with $28.80, and I made a profit of $19.20. And that was only listed for a couple weeks, so we are so thrilled with a fast flip. The next item to sell is also a consignment item, so it is from my cousin. He actually bought a lot of, I want to say, sterling silver and other items, and this is a part of the other items, and he gave them to me to go ahead and resell. I believe he got them at an auction, so he didn't really have much into all of the pieces, and this is a pair of freshwater pearls, and I don't know how to describe them, but when you feel pearls, you know if they're real or not, and these are definitely real. And obviously, after Google image searching and going through all of that, all of those rabbit holes, and it actually says on the clasp. So the clasp is really tarnished, if you could see that, and I did go ahead and do a close-up photo of that in all of my photos for this item. It says 925, so it is sterling silver clasp. So I don't think that someone would put a sterling silver clasp on fake pearls. That's kind of another indicator. So it is this beautiful necklace, and then it comes with this beautiful bracelet. So absolutely love these. And I did not put these in the listing because they were so hard to photograph, but I am including the earrings that go with them. So I hope that the buyer really appreciates that extra touch. Or there are two of them. I only showed you one. They're kind of hard to get together, but there they are. So I'm going to send all of these out. I did price them really high, actually, on Poshmark for $80, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $64. One of those likers did counter at half price at $35, and I am willing to accept and admit that I made a mistake. I did think that this item was a part of another consignee's haul or items that he gave me. So I did go ahead and accept that. I don't think my cousin will really mind that I did accept such a low offer on these, because he did get them for maybe, I don't know, like $10 each or something. So I am only going to take a small portion of the profit. I was debating if I should take any at all, but I did decide I am just going to take a little tiny profit for the time it took me to take the photos, because these were actually really hard to photograph. So I did accept the offer of $35. My fees to Poshmark were $7, and I am going to end up giving my cousin $26.80, and I am only going to take $1.20. Yes, that is really low profit for me, but again, I'm willing to admit that I thought these were a part of another consignment from another consignee where he got a bunch of stuff for free, and I just thought, oh, he'll love that he's getting, a good or a decent profit on something he got for free. So my bad, and, we just learn from these mistakes as we go on in our business. Now, the last item that I'm going to show you is by J. Jill. It's their Wherever collection. This is new without tags, or at least it feels that way. It is so crisp, so nice. It's kind of like a jersey material. It's this blue and green paisley printed shirt dress, and it has the beautiful contrasting hem. It does have pockets, which we absolutely love. I feel like that sells a piece right away. And I am really shocked and happy with this sale. I had it up on all of my platforms for $40, and on eBay I had it at $39.99 plus $10 ship, and a buyer came in and purchased it outright, which we absolutely love. It cost me $11.67 to ship. It is over a pound, and they are located in Virginia, so definitely a little ways away from California. I did have it promoted, so those fees were $1.56. My fees to eBay were $7.02, and I made a profit of $29.74. And I don't think that I said this, but I did purchase that full price at a Salvation Army, or my favorite Salvation Army, for $8.99. And I'm very happy that I took the chance on it because it is a fantastic piece and I did make a great return. So those are all of my sales that I have to show you. I'm going to go ahead and package them up and ship them off. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you are having fantastic thrifting, fantastic sales, and until next time, my friends, bye.